When it comes to the word endurance, I usually think of a marathon. You see, I'm not a runner, so the thought of running 26.2 miles and all the training and the discipline that goes along with it, well, that would be quite a prolonged, stressful activity for me. Yet, according to an article that was written in Runner's World, it was dated February 12, 2020, 1.25 million Americans had both the strength and the endurance to finish a marathon in 2019. Hello, I'm Kathy Bartow. Endurance is a word we use when we're doing something difficult for a long time, when we're dealing with pain or suffering, when we're withstanding any type of adversity. In Romans chapter 5, verses 3 and 4, we read, "We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope." Let's talk about the suffering and endurance of God's faithful servant Job. He lived about 4,000 years ago, had 10 wonderful children, and was a very wealthy man. Now Satan, believing that Job was a faithful servant because of his wealth and good health, and not for any other reason, challenged God, saying that if his possessions and health were taken away, Job would curse God. Well, God, knowing his servant Job very well, allowed the following 2 tests to take place. The only demand that God made was that Satan could not kill Job. In the first test, Satan killed all of Job's 10 children and destroyed all of his material and animal possessions. In the second test, Satan made Job suffer with painful oozing boils from the top of his head all the way to the bottom of his feet. Job would take shards of broken pottery to scrape at these boils. Did Job curse God even though he was suffering indescribable physical and emotional pain? No. Job instead curses the day he was born. Listen to what he says in Job chapter 3, verse 3. "May the day I was born be wiped out. May the night be wiped away when people said, 'A boy is born.'" Satan, expecting Job, after all he had put him through, to curse God, but that's not what happened. Job was sorrowful that he had cursed the day he was born, saying to God in Job chapter 42, verses 5 and 6, "My ears had heard about you, but now my own eyes have seen you. So I hate myself. I'm really sorry for what I said about you. That's why I'm sitting in dust and ashes." God had reminded Job that he wasn't around when he created the heavens and the earth. Job took no part in these miraculous accomplishments. God's way is not our way. He sees the whole picture. During Job's enduring trials, his faith, obedience, and fear of God grew. When you're enduring your own trials, focus on God's word, God's promises to us as believers, and be real when you tell him how you are feeling. Till next week, peace be with you.